Mr. Jimmy Lafourche, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, Mr. Colley, would you give us roll call?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sherman.
Here.
Seat B, Tom Peake.
Here.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafourche.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Here.
Seat E, Ted Sabwa.
Here.
Seat F, Larry Griffin.
Here.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Calais here. Seat I, Chris Calais.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we have need of approved minutes for the October 12th, 2022 meeting. Need a motion. Moved by Mr. Larry Griffin, second by John Mellison. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have Executive Director's Report. Mr. Chasson, you up.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our Northern Expansion Slip C Infiltration Canal Bulkhead, PCO and Associates. Joe.
APC is construction is the contractor. They've been working. They've finished all of the steel work on the bulkhead. They've driven all the piles, have the concrete dead men in place, and all the tiebacks. They are going to start painting next week sometime, and they are having some trouble getting aggregate on site because of the low river conditions, and we're looking at different options for that. And based on that is going to be what their schedule is going to be to complete. So we'll find out about that in the next week and advise you on that situation.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, the Northern Expansion Slip C Infiltration Canal Sweep Dredging.
Okay, so we accepted bids on November 2nd. The lowest responsible bidder was Coastal Dredging Company, Inc., in the amount of $1,659,878.40. We do recommend you award that, and our plan would be to coordinate the starting of that job when APC finishes.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, Joe. Okay, airport projects. Our aircraft operations for the month of October was 1,649 operations, 10,183 passengers, and 23,424 vehicles. The Airport Connector Road and Bridge project.
Sea Level Construction is the contractor. They're pouring concrete in the bayou for the different foundation for the bridge. The next thing that's going to happen is they're going to start going up with the main columns for the bridge. They're also working on, they're going to be working on drainage on 308. They've pretty much finished the work for now on 3235, and after drainage work on 308, they'll work on the connector road itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Question. So I get asked how much longer this project would be, so we have 2 more years on this thing?
The anticipated completion date is sometime in the summer of 2024.
Thank you, sir.
Any further questions? Thank you, Joe. Okay, the Seal Coat and Pavement Markings Project, GIS Engineering.
G Asphalt Systems is the contractor on this project. The 45-day lien period has expired, but he has not finished up all his paperwork and stuff, so once he gets that done, we'll ask you to release the retainage. We expect that to be done in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Any questions? All right, the Airport Terminal Surcharge Project.
Okay, we took bids on that a few weeks ago. The low and actually only bid was from Onshore Materials, LLC out of Thibodeau, $216,226. That is on your agenda later for approval.
Okay. Any questions for John?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. All right, the Approach Obstruction Removal Project, that is in the clear lien review process. We also just today received a change order request. We're reviewing that, and we will come back to you when we're ready to present it to you. Again, we just received it today. Any questions on that project? It is complete. Okay, moving on to other projects, the Fouchon Pavilion, PCO and Associates.
So onshore construction's the contractor. They finished pouring all the concrete for the foundation this morning. They're already asking when they can get on the foundation to start erecting the building. So we'll work with them. I imagine in the next week or so, they'll start erecting the building in the spot. And then we have drainage work and parking lot and all that stuff to work on.
Yeah, okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the Port Security L-WIN system, John Crochet.
The call with Motorola and Loop went well. We'll have another call next week to go over and see if we have the updated structural assessment that hopefully passes.
All right, so hopefully that passes, then we can move forward.
Yes, move forward.
All right, great. Thank you, John. Okay, the Corps of Engineers Maintenance Dredge Project in Bell Pass, that project is complete, and we're just going to be waiting on the as-built surveys from them, so we know exactly what the contour of the bottom of the channel looks like. Any questions? Okay. All right, Hurricane Ida. Let me go through this list here. The airport terminal repairs, GIS Engineering has that. We had 4 bidders on that project. The low bid from Freetown Builders for $286,408 is up for approval today, later in the agenda. The flotation canal mooring dolphin repairs is Angela Piciola Engineers. We're in advertising with a bid opening of November 29th. The Nerby Collins Marina Bucket Dredge, that's a PCO and Associates project. We're advertising, and we should have bid open for December 6th. Now, construction status, where we are on some of these projects. Public boat launch bathhouse, GIS has completed the ramp and is now working on the lights on the public boat launch bathhouse. The administration building here, Piciola Construction is working currently on sealing and caulking the joints. They took a day off today because of the meeting. They're going to demo the conference room after this meeting, and next week they're going to start on the roof of the cement building, this section of the building behind us, and then they'll work their way back up to the front on the roof and get everything moving. The Operations Center, EOC, and Ops Maintenance Warehouse, the contractor Tosh has started on October 31st at the EOC. Then they're going to work on Ops and then the warehouse. And then the boat lift roof and wharves, Tidewater Docks are going to begin the project on December 5th and start on the front marina boat lift roof and electrical from there. Any questions on those projects? Okay, thank you very much. All right, we do have under public comment, I know we can have other public comment after this, but I wanted to call up Mr. Kerry Davis, who's the Vice President of Governmental Relations and General Counsel for the American Association of Port Authorities. He's down here to visit, so welcome, Kerry. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good morning. At the American Association of Port Authorities, we live, breathe, and eat trying to get support from Washington, D.C. and funding from Washington, D.C. for our port authorities around the country. So that's why I'm proud to report in this Congress, which is pretty much just ending because of the election, in the bipartisan infrastructure law, there was $5.5 billion for port authorities in that bill across the country, which is great news. And why, looking forward, Chet was instrumental in standing up a new program, Port Opportunities with Energy, Resilience, and Sustainability, which we're going to be pushing hard for the next Congress. It's for made in America energy exports, such as oil and gas, LNG, et cetera. It's for offshore wind development, and it's for coastal resiliency. Those are some of the things we're working on. We serve at your pleasure. Thank you.
Based on what he just said, I think we fit the mold of the powers group that we're working on. So that's why we've been involved with that so much. Thank you, Kerry.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, you finished, Mr. Chasson?
Yes, sir. Thank you
Any
very
other public comment? All right, moving on. We're going to committees. First is going to be Executive Committee. Members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Rodney Gisclair Sr., Larry Griffin, and Jim Lafon. First, we have consider approving the agreement with the Corps of Engineers for the Pale Pass Channel Deepening Project.
All right, this is the federal cost share agreement that allows the Corps to perform work and us to work with the Corps. It's a 50/50 cost share. Total project cost for this is $1,256,000. We would cover $628,000 of that. Estimated about 17 months of work to finalize this, and this would get us to the point that we have been working for on that, the deepening of Bell Pass and Bayou Lafourche. Recommendation to approve.
All right, we got a motion. Moved by Mr. Tom Pete, seconded by Mr. Jimmy Lafone. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the memorandum of understanding with LED and SELC SLEC for the Airport Certified Site Program.
All right, so this is a combination of work, memorandum of understanding between Louisiana Economic Development and South Louisiana Economic Council and the Great Lafourche Port Commission to do the preliminary geotech work to get about 500 acres of property at the airport industrial park ready for development.
All right, need
recommendation
a
to-
motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Collier, seconded by Mike Collier. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the BRIC Cooperative Endeavor Agreement with Lafourche Parish Government and Entity.
All right, the BRIC stands for Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities. It's part of a FEMA program, used to be the Pre-Disaster Hazard Mitigation Program. So we're working with Lafourche Parish Government and Entergy Louisiana on a BRIC grant application for basically the hardening of the distribution lines from Golden Meadow down to the port and within the footprint of the port. Recommendation to approve this agreement.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Ted Sawa and seconded by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. We're getting out of Executive Committee, going into Permits and Waterways Committee. Members are Rodney Gisclair, Chairman, Ted Sawa, Tom Pete, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Gisclair, it's your turn.
Thank you, Mr. Sheramy. We discussed these permits on our committee meeting, and we're gonna review them today. First, we have Harvest Midstream in Lafourche and Terrebonne Parish. Harvest Midstream, Harvest proposes to abandon approximately 18.5 miles of their existing 14 and 18-inch diameter natural gas pipelines, Raccourci lateral in Lafourche. Harvest proposes to remove above-ground surface piping, risers, pilings, and sections of platforms from 5 separate structures. Next, we have Lafourche Parish Government. In Lafourche Parish, repairs to the public boat launch due to Hurricane Ida. Repairs include debris removal, dredging around the boat launch, and repairs to parking spaces, boat ramps, fencing, wharves, and fishing pier. Approximately 350 cubic yards of material will be excavated and placed on site, and 4,830 cubic yards of material will be excavated and hauled off-site. Approximately 1.13 acres of wetland habitat and 0.70 acres of unvegetated water bottoms may be impacted by the proposed activity. Next, we have Greater Lafourche Port Commission in Lafourche Parish. Proposed construction of improved bulkhead stabilizing embankment of industrial waterfront site along Bayou Lafourche and East Slip in Port Fourchon. Approximately 6,170 cubic yards of material will be used as fill. Approximately 0.19 acres of upland and 0.18 acres of open water habitat may be impacted as a result of the proposed activities. Next, we have Fourchon Shore Base LLC in Lafourche Parish. Proposal to dredge a slip, install bulkhead, and create a laydown yard by filling approximately 15,100 cubic yards of material will be excavated and placed on site. Approximately 3,000 cubic yards of rock will be hauled in and placed on site. Approximately 7 acres consisting of marsh, water bottom, and uplands may be impacted as a result of the proposed activities. Next, we have Rosefield Pipeline in Lafourche Parish. Proposed lowering of 28,367.55 feet existing 12-inch pipeline, which was exposed due to Hurricane Ida. Approximately 4,203 cubic yards of material will be displaced by jetting operations. Additionally, 11,728.38 feet of the pipeline is in federal waters, and approximately 1,738 cubic yards of material will be displaced by jetting operations. Approximately 0.66 acres of state water bottom will be impacted as a result of the proposed activities. An additional 0.27 acres of federal water bottom will be impacted. Next, we have Greater Lafourche Port Commission. In Lafourche Parish, dredging, sandfill, and breakwater construction to restore and prevent further beach erosion. Approximately 215 acres of unvegetated beach habitat and approximately 257 of open water bottom habitat will be impacted. Next and finally, we have Lafourche Parish Government. In Lafourche Parish, proposed construction of earthen terraces and living shoreline / water attenuation structure, approximately 1,141,463 cubic yards of native material is to be excavated and placed on site to construct terraces. Approximately 300 acres of non-vegetated wetlands and 25 acres of vegetated wetlands may be impacted by the proposed activity. Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, that concludes the Permit and Waterways report.
Thank you, Mr. Gisclair. We're getting out of Permits and Waterways, going to Construction and Development Committee. Members are Chris Colley, Chairman, Mike Colley, Jimmy Lafone, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Colley, your turn.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. First, we have consider approving to award the lowest responsive bid for the Slip C Sweep dredging.
All right, we had a low bid from Coastal Dredging Company Incorporated for $1,659,878.40. Recommendation to approve.
I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, we have consider approving to award the lowest responsive bid for the GAO terminal surcharge.
We had a low bid of, from Onshore Materials LLC for $216,226. Recommendation to approve.
You got need a motion. Got a motion by Mike Colley, second by Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Our final item is consider approving to award the lowest responsive bid for the airport terminal repairs.
All right, we had a low bid from Freetown Builders LLC of a base bid of $267,908 with alternate one of $17,600 and alternate two of $900 for a total of $286,408. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Ted Savoy, second by Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we're going into Finance Committee. Members are John Mellison, Jr., Chairman, Larry Griffin, Chris Colley, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Mellison, you're up.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. Nice jacket, by the way.
Thank you.
All right.
Please help me.
We'll begin by consider approving the payment of the October 2022 invoices, and recognizing those over $25,000. We begin with line item 1, Sea Level Construction Incorporated, $1,295,369.25. That's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 2, APC Construction, LLC, $285,794.79. and that's for Northern Expansion Phase 3, Slip C Bulkhead Part 2. Item 3, Travelers Insurance, $153,660 even. That's for the automobile insurance renewals. Item 4, GIS Engineering, $137,420.61. And that's for Slip D Bulkhead and Dredging, West Fourchon Marsh Project, Bell Pass Deepening Project, and General Engineering. Excuse me. Item 5, Onshore Construction Company LLC, $122,572.80. That's for the Fourchon Canal Pavilion Project. Item 6, Angelette Picciola LLC, $107,483.09. And that's for the Fourchon Beach Restoration, Flotation Canal Mooring Dolphins, the Fourchon Bridge, Bell Pass Tower Platform also. Item 7, Grand Isle Shipyard, $63,871.46. And that's for repairs to the bathhouse and public boat launch, along with the contract labor for the airport. Item 8, PCO and Associates, $51,398.95. And that's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project, Slip C 1,500 linear feet bulkhead Part 2, and General Engineering and Permitting. Item 9, Ascent Aviation Group, $49,964.40, and that is for fuel for resale and equipment rental. Item 10, Tosh LLC, $47,870.50, and that's for Hurricane Ida recovery in Fourchon. And last, we have CSRS Disaster Recovery Management, $37,270, and that's for disaster grant management consulting for Hurricane Ida. And these expenditures, along with the others, brings us to a grand total of $3,322,550.72. And Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept these expenditures.
All right, I got a motion from Mr. Melson.
Just real quick, item number 4, GIS engineering was $135,440.61.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, item 4.
I should have asked you if I made a mistake, you know? You had the X.
Second.
Doggone it.
I got a motion by Mr. John Melson, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
I do apologize, Mr. President, but we'll continue along. On Monday night, we discussed approving the October 2022 unaudited financial statements, and Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept these.
I got a motion by Mr. John Melson, second by Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Okay.
Next, we have consider approving out-of-state travel and training request. We have Commissioner Tom Petrie attending Louisiana Live and Washington meetings in Washington, D.C., January 24th through the 27th, and I'd like to make a motion we accept this.
I got a motion by Mr. John Melson, second by Mr. Ted Salwa. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Melson. Next, we have possible executive session to discuss the economic development and retention negotiations. All right, we need to take a roll call vote.
Roll call vote.
Mr. Melson, would you take a roll call? Melson. Mr. Colley, would you take a roll call vote so we can go to executive session?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sheremy.
Yes.
Seat B, Tom Peak.
Yes.
Seat,
Yeah, we do need a motion.
I'd like to move.
We got a, moved by
I'll
Mr. John Melson, second by Larry Griffin. Now we do a roll call.
We are not on our game today, Mr. President.
Seat A,
Looking up a smart attorney.
Chucky Sheremy.
Yes.
Seat B, Tom Peak.
Yes.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Yes.
Seat D, Rodney Disclair.
Yes.
Seat E, Ted Savoy.
Yes.
Seat F, Larry Griffin.
Yes.
Seat G, John Melson.
Yes.
Seat H, Mike Colley, yes. Seat I, Chris Colley.
Yes.
We have a unanimous
All right, we'll be
approval.
going into executive session. We'll be out in a few minutes.
Come back into regular meeting.
Okay. Any other business? Any public comment? Mr. LaFont.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
Oh,
Paula, come on, Paula.
You need a
What
move.
adventure?
I'm not gonna take long. I just want to thank
quick.
y'all. Energy is very excited to partner with the port and the parish on this brick grant. The grant's gonna be almost $30 million, and Energy will match the matching funds to harden the grid in the port and the feeder, which I call the weakest link from the lock and go to metal to the Leeville feeder, which will be the power barge that y'all know about. So that will connect all the feed and harden all the grid for you guys. So we're very excited about it, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Paul, it's so good to see you. Don't stay away so long.
It's good to see you too, Mr. Larry.
Yeah. All right. Any more public comment? Mr. LaFont.
I move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
I got a motion by Mr. LaFont, second by Mr. Tom Peet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Everyone, Thanksgiving's coming around. We'd like to wish everyone, y'all have a good Thanksgiving, family, friends, that's everything that counts. So enjoy everything for this Thanksgiving and enjoy your hunting and vacation time.
And this year is gonna be on a Thursday.
Last Thursday, right?
All right, meeting's adjourned. Thanks everyone for coming.